Today I had a strange dream. I saw 7 fat cows and 7 thin cows, and the thin cows ate the fat cows. And I saw 7 green stalks of grain and 7 dry ones. I'm completely baffled by this dream. Do any of you know how to interpret dreams?
Assalamu alaikum, friends. Let's pick up the story of Prophet Yusuf where we left off. Are you ready? Are you excited? Before we begin, go hit the thumbs up sign below this video. Yay, let's go! Prophet Yusuf Part 2. The Dream Comes True. This story has been taken from Tafsir Ibn Kathir and has been reviewed for authenticity by Lukmi's Sharia Advisory Board. The prison cell was dark and musty. Yusuf was here because he had refused to obey the minister's wife. She had wanted him to be unfaithful to the minister and to Allah. 2 other men also entered the prison with him. One of them was the cupbearer responsible for the king's drinks, and the other one was the royal baker. The 2 men had had strange dreams.
"Can you please tell us what these dreams mean?"
they asked Yusuf. Yusuf knew the meaning of dreams because Allah had given him that special knowledge. He understood that one of them was in grave danger, but before telling them about the dreams, he told them about Allah. "It is Allah, my Lord, who taught me how to interpret dreams. My fellow prisoners, which is better, many different lords or Allah, the One, the Supreme?" he asked them, and invited them to worship Allah alone. "One of you will present the king with wine to drink. As for the other, he will be killed," Yusuf told them.
"Oh!"
"Tell your king about me when you get freed," Yusuf said to the cupbearer. Soon, the 2 men went to court. Just as Yusuf had said, one of them was killed in punishment, and the other went back to serve the king.
Hey, don't stand there watching. Get going with your work. Oh, time for the king's morning drink.
The cupbearer met the king every day. He had the chance to tell the king about noble Yusuf, but Shaitan made him forget. Days turned into months, and months turned into years, and Yusuf stayed in prison. His family didn't even know where he was. Who could help him now? But Yusuf knew Allah was with him, and he kept praying to Allah without losing hope.
"Ladies and gentlemen, please behold His Majesty, the King of Egypt."
My dear princes, respectable priests, and honourable chiefs, I have gathered you here for an important matter. Today I had a strange dream. I saw 7 fat cows and 7 thin cows, and the thin cows ate the fat cows. And I saw 7 green stalks of grain and 7 dry ones. I'm completely baffled by this dream. Do any of you know how to interpret dreams?
The king is out of his mind!
What nonsense! Cows and grains? I always said he was unfit to be the king.
"Please accept our apologies, my Majesty. These seem like mixed-up dreams. We do not know the meaning of such dreams, I'm afraid."
The king was disappointed. He knew in his heart that this dream was a different one. But alas, there was nobody who could tell him what it meant.
I remember. I know just the person. Just let me go and visit Yusuf in the prisons, Your Majesty. He'll know what your dream means. Yusuf, you trustful man. So good to see you. I'm here about the king's dream, actually. The king saw 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 thin cows, and 7 green stalks of grain, and 7 dry ones. Please tell me what this means so I can go and inform him.
What a strange dream it was! But Allah had given Yusuf special knowledge, and Yusuf immediately knew what it meant. For 7 years there will be great harvest, rain, and lots of food. But then for 7 years there will be a famine. You will not have rain or any harvest, said Yusuf. The cupbearer hurried to the king and told him what Yusuf had said. The king was impressed.
Go and bring this man to me. His Majesty the King wants you to come and meet him.
What an honour! He's going to be free at last. This man deserves it. But Yusuf replied, Go back to your king and ask him about the case of the woman.
Your Majesty, very strange man that Yusuf. He's refused to come. He wants you to investigate the matter of the woman who sent him to prison. Very well. Very well. Out with the truth, ladies. What was this matter with Yusuf? What did he do?
He is innocent, Your Majesty. He didn't do anything. I must confess, I am the one to blame. I wanted him to be disloyal to the minister, but he was not.
That settles the matter. Go and bring Yusuf to me and tell him he is clear of all charges. I'll appoint him as my close adviser.
After living many years in the cold and damp dungeons, finally Yusuf was able to breathe in the fresh air and enjoy the sun's light. When the king talked to Yusuf, he was even more impressed because Yusuf was extremely wise and knowledgeable.
From now on, Yusuf has my complete trust and favour.
Yusuf asked the king to appoint him as the treasurer, so he could manage the storehouses and the grain properly. The king agreed, and so Yusuf ended up becoming a high-ranked minister in Egypt. But what of his family? Was his father alive? Would he ever see them again? The 7 good years passed by. Yusuf looked over the crops and made sure they were distributed properly so they could last in the next 7 years of drought. Then came the 7 difficult years. The drought affected Egypt and all the surrounding lands. Yaqub and his sons lived in nearby Canaan, and they too had no food now. They heard about the righteous treasurer of Egypt, who was giving away grain for a low price. The brothers took some money from their land and left for Egypt to buy grain. But Yaqub kept Binyamin, the youngest brother, with him because Binyamin reminded him of Yusuf. When the brothers came to Yusuf, he recognized them at once, but his brothers had no idea who he was. Yusuf gave them their supplies and asked them to bring their youngest brother next time. "Don't you see I'm the best of hosts? If you don't bring him next time, I will have no grain for you," said Yusuf. "We'll try to convince his father to let him come. We'll try our best," the brothers replied. Yusuf told his servant to secretly put their money back in their bags. He feared they had no more money to bring back a second time. "Dad, the minister has refused to give us more grain if we don't take Binyamin with us. Do send him next time, we'll take care of him," the brothers said to their father. "Should I trust you like I did with Yusuf before?" said Yaqub. Then the brothers unpacked their bags and found their money in it. "Dad, what else could we ask for? The minister gave us back our money," they said. "Now we can buy more food for our family. We'll watch over our brother and get an extra camel load of grain." "I will never send him with you, not until you swear by Allah that you will bring him back to me," said Yaqub. The brothers gave their promise and were soon back in Egypt along with Binyamin. Yusuf was pleased to see his brother Binyamin. "I am your brother, Yusuf," he told him. "Don't be sad because of what they've been doing." Yusuf wanted to keep his brother in Egypt with him. But how could he do that? Yusuf thought of a plan and slipped the cup into Binyamin's bag.
"Hey you, you're thieves!"
"What have you lost?" asked the brothers.
A king's precious cup! It's missing!
"We didn't come here to make trouble," replied the brothers. "We're no thieves."
What if you're lying? What punishment shall we give you?
"Whoever has the cup in his bag, you can take him as a slave. That's how we punish the wrongdoers in our land," said the brothers.
Fine then, our ministers will inspect your bags.
Yusuf searched their bags, and the cup was found in Binyamin's bag. "No surprise he's a thief. His brother Yusuf was a thief too," said the brothers. Yusuf knew they were lying, but he kept quiet. "Kind minister, please take one of us in his place," the brothers requested Yusuf. They were thinking about their promise to Yaqub about bringing Binyamin back safely. But Yusuf refused. "Dad, your son has stolen. You can ask the people of the caravan and even the people of that city. We're telling the truth." "Your souls have made you do an evil act. But I'll be patient. Allah will bring them back to me," said Yaqub. Yaqub missed Yusuf and Binyamin a lot. He would cry so much for them that he became blind. "You're going to ruin your health or even die if you keep thinking of Yusuf like this," the brothers said to Yaqub. "I only complain of my sorrow to Allah. I know something from Allah that you don't," he replied. "My sons, go and look for Yusuf and his brother. Don't lose hope in Allah." "Minister, our family's going through a rough time. We've brought very little money, but please give us more grain," the brothers requested Yusuf. "Do you know what you did to Yusuf and his brother in your ignorance?" said Yusuf. "Are you Yusuf?" they exclaimed. "Yes, I am Yusuf, and this is my brother. Allah has been very kind to us," said Yusuf. The brothers admitted they had been wrong. Yusuf had power, and he could punish them in any way he wanted. But Yusuf forgave them. "May Allah forgive you," he said. "Take this shirt of mine and put it over Dad's face. He'll get his eyesight back. Then bring your whole family to me." "You may think it's because of old age, but I can actually smell Yusuf," said Yaqub. "You're just lost in that old error of yours." The brothers came back to their father with the good news and put Yusuf's shirt on his face. "Didn't I tell you I knew something from Allah that you didn't know?" said Yaqub. "Welcome to Egypt," said Yusuf to his family. He brought his parents to the throne, and they all prostrated to him. "Dad, this is the explanation of the dream that I had. Allah has made it a reality," said Yusuf. He then thanked Allah and made dua to him.
فاطر السماوات والأرض أنت ولي في الدنيا والآخرة توفني مسلما وألحقني بالصالحين.
O Creator of the heavens and the earth, you are my guardian in this world and the hereafter. Make me die a Muslim, and make me join the righteous. Give this story a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Until next time,